The Shipyard Pyjama Party, A to Z. Letter C. Call the Midwife, Season 11, Episode 8.
So, we're going to do something slightly different this week, aren't we, Dawn?
Yes, we are indeed. Even though this is the alphabetical pyjama party, we are going to watch something live as it happens and react to it. And obviously neither of us have seen it because it is Call the Midwife, the BBC period drama about the nunneries. So it's about midwives and nuns.
Yeah, so we've not done this before. Normally everything we've done before, we've seen it, so we've got an idea of what we're going to be talking about. I mean, we do have an idea of what we're going to be talking about because we know the characters. I mean, it's in their 11th season. I think.
Exactly. Yeah,
but we literally, it is 7:56 on Sunday the 20th of February as we're watching it, so we've no idea how this is going to pan out.
No.
So you'll be hearing proper reactions from us.
Yes. And I'm saying this up front, I have a terrible mental block about all the nuns' names. And I blame my mum for this, because she'll go, you know, there's the older one, and then there's the one that's not quite so old. And I'm like, yeah. Sister Monica Jones, Sister Julienne. But then, and of course, the nuns are all by their surnames as well. And so it gets confusing.
Trixie has gone to stay with her godmother, so I think because Helen George is on maternity leave.
That's right.
One of them's won the premium bonds, has gone travelling, but in last week's episode, it's heard that she was back in the UK and in Kent, so she could appear this evening.
Yes. This is going to open up on a cliffhanger, which is that Dr. Turner, Nurse Corrigan, and nun whose name I can never remember.
Sister Julienne,
see it gets we're on a trip to a conference, and they're coming home on the train, and what's his name? That was the train driver. He unfortunately appeared to have a fit at the wheel of the train and went through a red light, and now there's been a train crash which has caused stuff to happen all over Poplar. So it's not just that they're on the train, there's also people injured in Poplar.
I know, it was very dramatic for Call the Midwife. It was like, hold on a minute, when did this go into like Coronation Street soap territory?
Yeah, I was thinking it was very like the train crash they had on Coronation Street because it was on the viaduct, above
but it was such a sense of foreboding all of last week. The second they said, I drive a train, I've got these headaches. And then they said, we're going to this conference in this. I'm like thinking, okay, it's setting something up here. So all the way through it, you're kind of thinking, something's going to happen.
It's like their version of a Christmas EastEnders, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a series finale, isn't it, this evening?
Yeah.
Fred!
Nancy, were you on the train?
Yes, I was on the train and I went to the toilet and...
Calm down, it's all right,
It's not all right. I was with Sister Julienne and Dr. Turner, and I left them. I couldn't get back to them. I don't know where they are, Fred.
Nurse Corrigan, I'm worried about her because there was a whole lot in the last week's episode about her future and everything, and I know she doesn't look injured, but she could be one of those, she hit her head against the mirror in the bath.
Dawn has a sense for these things, like a sense of foreboding.
I'm not always right, let's be clear.
So we've got Sister Frances is with the young mother who didn't realise she was pregnant last week. She's gone into a very premature labour and the baby was born but wasn't breathing. Is that right?
Yeah. Poor Carol, she's only 15 and she only had a baby, 4 months ago or something like that. So
there was an article about her in our local newspaper. She's a young actress from Portsmouth. And apparently she plays Dodge's sister in that new series with Christopher Eccleston.
Oh, fantastic.
So she's in that as well as this.
Yeah,
so fair play to her. Full respect.
And poor Timothy has glandular fever, which both Lucy and I have had, so we feel great empathy for
we wouldn't wish it on anyone.
No.
He looks much more alert than I did when I first had glandular fever. I didn't get out of bed for a month.
Oh, there he is. Don't you dare kill Dr. Turner.
Oh, and anyone that's on Twitter, follow Stephen McGann on Twitter. He's a legend.
He is, absolutely. And they can't kill Dr. Julienne, Sister Julienne, because she narrates it. So surely she can't die.
No, she doesn't. No, it was it's not her that narrates it.
It's not her.
It was Jenny, who was the first nurse in the very first series, but then left. And it was her older self that narrates it, which was Vanessa Redgrave.
Oh, so they could kill Sister Julienne. Okay. She's
they better not kill Sister Julienne.
I'm taking bets on her being the one to die. Maybe nobody will die.
Nurse Corrigan. You just said Nurse Corrigan. Unless there could be more than one, we don't know.
And there's the poor tea woman who...
Oh, she was very badly burned from her tea trolley.
Yeah. The tea trolley, the urn.
Oh, is his head?
Oh, he's hit his head. You see, these head injuries, we know
they're planting seeds, but which one will sprout?
Exactly.
That's a very bizarre analogy, wasn't it? I do apologise.
We've seen too many shows to know that a head injury, when you go, no, it's fine, I just bumped my head. We know that.
We've watched too much like House and Grey's Anatomy and ER and...
Exactly.
Not just that other random stuff.
Yes. We're back in the Nata's house.
Very handsome Matthew.
He is very handsome.
And Lucille. We love Lucille.
Yes.
I just love how she calls everyone precious. Georgie Glen, who was in Death on the Nile with Sean.
Great actress. Great comedy actress.
And she was in Waterloo Road as well.
Yeah. She's been in a lot of stuff. Oh, he doesn't have his bag.
Oh, it looks like he's got blood on his collar.
Yeah. Oh, it's not just water. She's bleeding from someplace. Oh, no. Mrs. Carney, that's her name. That's handy of them. I have the subtitles on and they're naming the characters on subtitles. Oh, poor.
Okay, so this is the train drivers. Well, we haven't seen any of the train drivers, so we don't know how.
Yeah, I'm assuming very beautiful actress. I don't recognise her. I thought she was
I don't recognise her.
I thought she used to be in Coronation Street, but I'm not sure that's okay. And her husband is very handsome too. I do recognise him.
We have a very handsome baby.
Yes, well, and she had something wrong with her, didn't she? It's like her pelvis or something, or
she couldn't walk or stand. Or
that.
Oh, Mrs. Turner.
Oh no! And poor Sheelagh and Reggie. Because Reggie was outside when the train crashed, so he saw the explosion and he wanted
to help Fred, didn't he?
Fred, yes.
Oh, Daniel Laurie, who is somebody else you should also watch from Twitter. He is also awesome.
Oh, I didn't know.
Fred has to take charge. He'd be worrying about Reggie. And
they could go to Nana's house and, make cups of tea and bring water and help people. Oh, coming from the chopper, like, oh dear, Mrs. Kearney isn't going to make it. I'm making that. She's bleeding from her femoral artery. It's not good.
We're hedging bets at who's going. It's like so morbid.
No. I have to say, when I am just watching things, I do get emotionally invested.
Caused her to remove her habit.
Our wimple.
Thank you.
She's taken her wimple off in order to tie it round her leg.
Where's that smoke coming from?
Uh-oh. Oh, Dr. Turner.
So are they the only two left in that carriage? Everyone else gone?
It looks like it, yeah.
Because wasn't there a football crowd in the carriage as well?
But when Nurse Corrigan got off, there was a lot of them.
Oh, they were encouraging her to move away from. They didn't let her back in, did they, to look for them? Yeah.
And she couldn't get back in, so I'm assuming. Oh yeah, because she's had 9 children.
Well, they did back then, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think at the time when she was having them, she said they were quite grown up, didn't she, some of them?
So we're back to the young girl, Carol. Poor Carol, she's a girl who's been in foster care. So she has no support.
Is she having twins then? I missed something. Tim and Dr. Turner had a disagreement and Tim walked off after being rude.
He told them he didn't want to hear any more about his dad's student group, which is a very common. Oh, poor Sheelagh. Sheelagh and Dr. Turner is the shit for me in the show. There obviously there've been lots of others.
They've been a continual. They've been like it's been Sheelagh, Sister Monica Jones, Sheelagh, Fred. They've got the core tip of in terms of shipping. It's been them two throughout, right from the get go. When Sheelagh was did she Sister Bernadette?
Yes, Bernadette. Yeah, Mr. Bernadette, and I think it's a real classic. It's Sound of Music, isn't it? The nun who gives up her calling.
Yes, yeah.
So it's a classic.
It was just really lovely when she got sick and then she left. It wasn't lovely she got sick, but when she left the hospital and he was walking down and he said, "I don't even know your name," and I just thought it's just. But I don't know if I went back and watched that last year, and I know this is like us being all shippy and everything, but I think it wasn't even after their wedding. You never seen them kiss until a lot later on. Yeah, because she was in love and everything. It kept it chaste, and I think that's what's made it so lovely. It's just really. This is Lucille's husband come to comfort. He's a pastor, isn't he? So he's come to comfort Sheelagh.
Yeah, come to kneel in the church for Dr. Oh. I don't know what to pray for. That is a lovely way that shows the way some Christianity is, that she's not saying I want him to live and I want him because all these other people are injured, and it would be selfish to pray just for her husband. She doesn't want to say, I can't just say to God, please save my husband, when all these other people are injured. Oh, there's she's management. She's going like, okay, let's get supplies, make sure we have everything. Oh, what is she going to check out? She's going to see
the baby died, didn't she? The baby must have died. Oh,
I wonder.
Did she not get to see the baby? Is that what the issue is?
That's what I'm wondering.
Tell me what you can do that is better.
There's a long-standing tradition when a baby has never lived and can't have a funeral of its own, of putting them in the coffin of someone else who's died. Then they can go into consecrated ground and they have somebody to protect them.
Is it the midwife who talks to the undertaker?
Or a priest does, or a relative, even a neighbour. Someone who cares.
I'll fetch you a blanket and a bag.
Thank you.
And I found Carol a bed on female medical. She won't hear any babies crying there.
She's a very forward-thinking, because I saw in the last episode they were talking about abortion, and they were all saying, yes, thank goodness we're going to have because the nuns know the reality of it.
And she was encouraging her to get contraception, which is...
Yeah, that's right.
So,
the coil. And here she is. She understands that she needs to have proper closure with our baby. And the nurse is understanding. It's not how things are done, but she is understanding.
Yeah, she's been trained though. She probably was trained under some severe matron, and it was still the 60s. So I mean, it was did a transitional phase.
Yeah. Oh, Mrs. Carney didn't make it, as I suspected. Oh, but Sister Julianne, I don't know. Did they say in the run up to this that somebody would die,
No,
or is it
don't go to sleep, Dr. Turner. Don't go to sleep.
No, when you've got a head injury, don't. Oh dear. Don't tell her. Don't tell her anything until she's given birth. Then you can tell her. I hope he's not going to run away because he wants to help. Maybe the Sheelagh keeping herself busy, doing what she does best.
Yeah.
Tending to the injured. I am tired today, so I'm probably going to cry at some point watching it.
Yes, dear listener, you've been warned. We could be blubbing by the end of this episode.
I suspect it's going to happen.
And also, not being funny, if you haven't seen this yet, and are Call the Midwife fan, you should probably go and watch it first before listening to our review, because you might get spoiled. I don't think there's any danger of that happening, but just in case.
Just in case. Oh, you see, she's lying down. It's worrying.
Head injury.
Yeah. And she says she feels sick, but they're writing it off as anxiety and stress. Oh, I'm scared. She's had enough because she had a big argument as well because she didn't want to go on the thing because it's a Saturday when she should be seeing her daughter.
Yeah, Sister Frances offered to swap with her, didn't she?
Yeah. So it's obviously she is reconsidering her life, her dedication to being a nurse. But we'll see. Uh-oh. She's got glass in her head. That actress reminds me of someone, another actress.
She's in, have you ever seen Ever After?
Yes.
She's the Queen
in
Ever After.
Oh, that makes sense.
Dougray Scott's mother.
Yeah, of course. It's a good film, that. Very good film. Uh-oh, here comes Timothy to spread glandular fever to everybody.
Timothy? I thought you were with the little ones.
I left them with the next door neighbour. Are my parents here?
Your mother is inside.
It's just that I know as soon as my dad gets off the train, I want his bag so he can help. He's helped at the scene of so many accidents and he always wears his white coat so they know he's a doctor.
Your father is still on the train, Timothy.
Is he trapped?
Nobody knows.
Timothy, don't try and do anything foolishly brave, Timothy. You're ill.
But he's 20 now, isn't he? He's like, no, you're a little boy.
He's like 11, wasn't he, when they started? Or something like that. I love anything like this where everybody just is coming together and doing everything they can. That's what makes me cry. Oh, he thinks he's a doctor. Oh, Timothy, don't do it. We can do this when we have glandular fever.
No, I mean, jeez. Oh, so the driver didn't make it.
Oh, no. Oh, dear. Maybe none of the main characters will die because there's been enough, there's been 2 deaths of...
I don't know, you really ask, or do you think something's going to happen, but are they just playing with us, It's like just they've got to keep us on our toes.
Yes, exactly.
But the thing is, it's just testament to how well and how popular this is, that it's keeping us this hooked 11 years after first airing.
Oh, yeah, completely. And it's always like top 5 of ratings, Yeah,
it's...
The prestigious Christmas Day slot always goes to Call the Midwife.
I think Downton Abbey would still be like that if that hadn't gone over to movies. I think it would still be in that same category.
I think because it's such a positive show, it's got the nostalgia, but it's not...
If you think how many population of how many people in the country have given birth, it's like...
And I think it's because they talk about social issues so much in every episode. Not in a way that soaps don't. Soaps obviously do have social issues, but this is much more about, can you see how far we've come? When they talk. And also,
look at Heartbeat. That went on for 20 odd years because they like nostalgia. Oh,
and it's educational too. I mean, seeing it, youth people seeing it and seeing, look, this is how things used to be done, and about social issues so much in every episode. Not in a way that soaps don't. Soaps obviously do have social issues, but this is much more about, can you see how far we've come? When they talk.
And also, look at Heartbeat. That went on for 20 odd years because they like nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and it's educational too. I mean, seeing it, youth people seeing it and seeing, look, this is how things used to be done, and how advancements we've made. Oh no, Dr. Turner, don't lose consciousness. I do think Timothy's going to save him. Yay!
Because not only has she got to know that her husband died, but he caused the crash. How could you live with that? I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Because they won't know why he crashed, because they won't know he's had a fit.
Oh, and also to know that was the same day as your child being born. Each birthday, you'd never forget it, would you?
Oh, no, exactly. Oh, come on, Timothy, save the day. Brought the bag of goods. So he can make up with his dad. He's a good actor, Tim. He just looks permanently worried. Oh, Sister Julian!
I'll tell you what, if they kill off
He's having a heart attack! He's having a heart attack. He's got a painful chest and an arm.
I can't cope.
Not Julian!
It's difficult to put her in the recovery position when there's a lady on the floor and the table behind her.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I can't cope, and there's still 25 minutes to go.
You can't deal with the tension. The problem with
I should have had an alcoholic beverage on standby.
You should have. The problem with long-running dramas and soap is that inevitably couples get split up either by divorce or more likely death. Please don't Call the Midwife. Please don't.
Also, you think shows have gone on this long when stuff like that happens. Like when you watch something binge watch.
Yeah.
If this happens, it doesn't hit you quite so hard because, this is 10 years of these characters. You're so much more invested.
Oh, completely. Oh, at least they've got them off the train. Hooray! Stand down, Doctor. Please. I totally forgot what I was about to say. Photographers, of course.
No, don't take pictures. Oh, you morbid man.
I know. They're even then. Oh, so now they're both in hospital and we wait to see if both live or not.
I like Sister Frances.
Yeah, I like her too.
We could hardly move as she was in so much pain. And the doc's face was as white as paper. And normally, it's them telling us what to do.
We've tried to keep the ship afloat, to be what people needed us to be. Without Sister Julianne, we've been like a ship without a rudder.
What will befall us if she does not return?
I'll tell you what will befall us. Nonata's house will sink, and we will drown.
I mean, that would set it up for the next season. You know, what would they do if they don't have Sister Julianne running the show and keeping things going?
Matthew, you need to phone Trixie and tell her.
Trixie, come home.
Oh, good old Reggie's put the kettle on. That's so British.
I'm still worried about Nurse Corrigan. I might be wrong, but still worried.
They better make the Christmas episode more lighthearted. Something to recover after this.
Yeah, let's hope so. Oh, she's phoning somebody.
She's phoning Phyllis.
Oh yeah, come home, Phyllis. Oh, he's okay. Like he's sitting up in bed. But I don't trust these shows when there's still 20 minutes to go. Oh.
Yeah, so we've got 20 minutes to go yet. It's not, I don't think it's over yet.
No.
They're going to throw a spanner in the works.
Sister Julianne, has she got heart failure or has she got...
We're going to find something else.
The doctor doesn't look very happy.
I think we're going to find something other.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Has she got something with her lungs or something?
Lung cancer.
When I was in that carriage, I felt as far away from home as I'd ever been in my life. Felt like an astronaut, light years away. And instead of the Earth, the thing in the darkness was our house. And you.
We'll get you home as soon as we can.
I'm home now. I can see your face.
This is proof of how you do it well after they get together.
Yeah, I mean, because they've been married, 6 or 7 years, because they've got children at school now. So that's like, they've established it well.
They have. It's definitely, and it's still romantic, and they still have chemistry.
They're a lovely couple.
They are.
Oh, don't be her from all the stress.
Oh no, yeah. Basically, we're like
the harbinger of doom. Like that, it's going to be that character. It's going to be that. So they come completely left field to be someone totally random.
Yeah, totally. Hey!
Oh, with that smile on their face, she didn't know something's happened.
No, she went, what? Right, let's get to work. That's a woman on a mission. Twin beds. Great. They should bring them back.
Well, that's her room, isn't it?
Good morning, Candace. Yes, come on, Phyllis, sort them out. Imagine if she comes home, Trixie comes home and he's living in the nunnery. She'd be like, what? If there is something with Sister Julianne, it's all right. We've got Phyllis running the show. She'll keep everything afloat.
Thing is, those poor girls might have actually got to bed till like 5 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
It's like,
oh, 5 dead. Oh no. Oh. I'm less worried about Sister Corrigan now. She slept all night. I'm sure she's going to be fine.
Yeah, but they say 48 hours, don't they?
That's true. And they still just got to do their normal jobs and get back to it. Can I just say that that's very good casting? They look very like mother and daughter.
It could be related.
Yeah, I wonder if they are. Yeah, what a shame. There'll be an inquest. They won't know. Will they know if they do an autopsy that you had a...
shifting the debris.
Oh, here we go back to Carol. We haven't seen her. Oh, they buried the baby with someone else.
I guess I didn't really bury them before, did they?
No. Probably because the baby hadn't been baptized, so they have to put them in with someone.
It was so premature.
I love the way Sister Frances just does stuff. She just goes and I don't care what the protocol is.
I can see Sister Frances leaving the convent and going to look after her and becoming her foster parent.
Oh, yeah, that would, yes. Or a foster parent in general, yes. She shouldn't have another baby because it'll Give her liver disease is basically what they're saying. Oh no, she's having a crisis. Mr. Julian.
What was wrong with her? I
don't know. They didn't say. That's frustrating that we don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna rewind that scene. Can't you carry on?
Okay.
See if I missed what they said at the very start. What's wrong with her?
I think it was something with her heart, but I didn't quite get it.
Oh, no, they don't. She doesn't say. She just said, I don't know why they're doing so many investigations. I'm assuming that'll be the end of the episode as we find out what's wrong with Mr. Juliet.
Oh, buckle Prime Minister.
Going to interview Reggie. It's such it's a very feminist show, this, isn't it, really?
Mm.
Oh, you could be right there. Look at Sister or thinking. This is Carney's daughter. Oh, it's her Wimple.
She's the daughter of the tea lady that died.
Yeah. Oh, she's gonna give Carol to her. She's gonna ask her to look after Carol.
Oh, they're burying the baby with her.
Yeah.
I'm with you now.
Oh. I'm still anxious for the end though. It's the happy music.
Oh, you're ahead of me. I'm still in the hospital before.
They must surely in an autopsy, they must find out that he had like a brain tumor or something. See, that made me tear up. People being kind, death, nothing. Doesn't touch me the slightest. But people being kind makes me cry. Oh, thank goodness, I'm glad that's been removed. I could stand if that went over into the next series. I just had a moment there when he's when the alarm went off there. I was thought I was in a mobile phone and he picked that.
Oh, he's that advanced as our Dr. Turner.
Hey, Julian.
Special delivery.
Sister Juliet. If we overlook the minor matter of exactly 4 broken ribs and a grazed elbow, I have been given a clean bill of health.
But what about your heart?
My heart is as it always was. I had a chest injury and was in shock, and that mimicked an attack. I will recover. I am coming home.
Yeah. You see, montages like this, everybody
bless up. Oh, so I want to live in the community because they're all lovely.
Yes. Yeah, he's doing the papering of the house that Mr. Corbett is doing. The nuns doing the ironing. Where are the nuns doing my ironing? Oh, now she's got a family.
Oh, see, it's all being restored. Faith has returned.
Don't mind me.
Oh, the ribbons on the car. That's cool.
Like she's just got married.
Dr. Turner there, the walking wounded.
Yeah.
Oh, cast photo.
Yes.
It's over Trixie, who's on maternity leave.
Yeah. Oh, look, holding the phone over.
Oh, we got the photo of it. Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Oh, quite right too.
Yay. Oh, I would have came. Oh, I would have somebody. Hooray!
Oh, okay. Hi to Thomas. You're forgiven for not killing anyone else and for tempting us all week by saying somebody might die. Somebody might get killed off. And everyone on Twitter last week going, I can't cope. Don't kill off Dr. Turner or Sister Juliet.
Thank goodness for that. They didn't die. There was no shocking twist at the end. Phew.
Oh my goodness! I kind of thinking, don't do a Downton Abbey when they killed off Matthew and leave us on like that was on Christmas Day as well. That was just pure evil by Julian Fellows.
That was, but I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they kept the core heart of the series.
Yeah, there's no way they could have left. Call the Midwife wouldn't have left us waiting until Christmas was something they would have left on there. Yeah.
Yes, Patrick. It is Patrick, isn't it? His name is Dr. Turner?
Patrick Turner.
Yeah, Patrick. Patrick and Sheelagh is a really good example of a ship done well long term.
Yes. Yeah, and just the innocence of it to begin with as well. It was just so lovely.
It really
and they kept it as hanging for the right. I mean, it didn't feel like it when we were wanting it to happen, but I think you can't drag it out. I mean, they couldn't have had it as well. They weren't there for a decade. It's not Who's the Boss, you know. It's like
exactly. They did just the right amount of time, and it was about the fact that they fell in love with each other. It wasn't like you said, it was chaste. It wasn't like, oh, we're so...
it wasn't lustful. It was pure innocence, and it was just lovely.
And she had to make a huge decision. And obviously as well, Timothy was part of it as well, because he was like...
because he put the thing saying, will you marry my dad?
Yes, yeah. And so she was getting a family. She wasn't just getting a husband.
And then they adopted the little girl, and then she had the little boy, and then they fostered May, I think. I don't think they've adopted her yet.
But it hasn't lost any of its like cuteness, or do you know what I mean?
They say it's cute, but some of the storylines can be quite heavy duty storylines for something that it was like, oh yeah, well, it's this lovely light Sunday night. It's not always that light. It's like, and they do tackle some pretty heavy subjects.
That's Stephen McGann's thing, isn't it? That he says he hates that people write it off as cozy and twee and whatever, when it's not. It's showing some of the biggest issues like abortion and
it's excellent
health.
It's very well written drama. It isn't fluff. If it was fluff, it would be on at 2:00 in the afternoon on a weekday. It's
exactly. So Call the Midwife is one of these shows that I don't think it gets enough praise, because people, as you say, people write it off as being twee and and a bit nothing, but it's not. And it is a hugely successful show, and it has had lots of shit, to be clear. Trixie's had a couple, and what was the other girl's name? Jenny, and even Miranda had a ship, and they get together. But then generally,
that was a lovely ship with Chummy.
It was, yeah. And then they leave, but Patrick and Sheelagh is the central one that keeps going, and it's done beautifully, and we're glad they didn't kill him off.
No, I'm glad that all the characters came through. I won't say unscathed, but
no,
they fight for another day, and it's it was all is well in the world. Well, not with some of the characters, but it's like with our mainstays.
It's uplifting. They're going to continue their work and their devotion to each other and people of Poplar.
It was nice to see Nurse Crane come back and take charge and get them all into shape.
Yes.
Oh, bless her.
It's definitely one that it is, in a way, it is easy viewing, but it's not as easy as people think it. It's not just...
No, and I think it's easy in as far as people can disassociate themselves enough because of the time it's set.
Yes, yeah.
Whereas if it was set, you've got that tiny sense of removal from it.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't undermine how good it is.
No.
And because I think it just goes to show how well it is by how many NTAs it's won over the past 10 years and other awards, and like you say, it's always in the top viewing progress, and it's quite an achievement if you think how many people will be watching and streaming other things. I'd be curious to see the ratings in comparison to Dancing on Ice, which is on at the same time.
Yeah, I think it trashes Dancing on Ice.
But then also with catch up, people might watch that and then watch Call the Midwife after. Yeah. So the whole rating system's a bit more ambiguous now than it was before anyway. But a show like this, it could still go on. The characters could be in the 70s by the time it finishes. But you think by that happens, we'll be in the mid 2020s, and it's like it's still going to be always have that 45-year gap.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not 45, 55-year gap. Sorry.
55, yeah, and I think it's important because it tells us, look, this is what women, especially obviously because it deals with childbirth and pregnancy and stuff, have gone through to get to where we are medically and socially, and it's very important in that story. And I think that's why it's good that they have Stephen McGann, obviously, because he's really into that, and he fights for that, and he's the one
reason, isn't he? He's a modern voice in a
exactly. He's the token male, so to speak, with all the women.
Useless piece of trivia. You know, they often used to refer to the mother house.
Yeah.
Was in Chichester. It's the mother house in Chichester. That building does still exist, but it's now a school.
Oh.
They turned it into it wasn't there when I was growing up. It's a fairly recent development, literally.
Oh.
But yeah, so the building is still there, but it's been turned into a school.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's we really like it, and we like that they've kept it as is, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't believe that was the last episode. Where on earth has the last few weeks gone?
Was it 10?
It has flown by.
Yeah, 8.
Yeah, 8 episodes, and I think they'll probably be like it's usually a feature length, isn't it, at Christmas?
Yeah, at Christmas, yeah.
Which they usually start filming around now because they usually they start off with the Christmas and film the next season, don't they?
So for the letter D, we're hoping to do the Durrells, which is another nostalgia, but a very, very different feel, a very different take, a totally different kind of humour, and very different shit.
The awesome Keely Hawes, who we love. She's in so many good shows and ships.
Yes, so we'll hopefully do that for the next one, and hopefully we'll see you then. And in the meantime, if you want to check us out on social media, on YouTube, we are on social media, the Shipyard UST. Yeah, and we're going to try not to leave it as we've had so much going on. So as much as we'd like to make these podcasts regular, it's going to be a case of as and when, which is fine. Exactly. It's a labour of love. It's not a strict timetable. So we just go with it. It will drop when it drops. It's like, which is ironic. Like we Call the Midwife because most of the babies do that. So on that note, perfect analogy to end. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Bye.